Good morning, well I should say afternoon. It's Monday afternoon and it's about 3:30. I thought I'd just give you a little update purely because I actually finished The Loneliest Girl in the Universe. It wasn't what I expected it to be. It was good. It was a good read. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think there could have been a bit more. It felt like it was taking a really good turn when it came to building everything up, but then when it got to the end it was almost like everything was rushed over the last 40 pages and everything seemed to happen all at once, probably even less than that. But I read it, I enjoyed it. It wasn't my best read so far, but I also forgot to mention that last week I did actually finish Language of Thorns. I finally got to the last chapter, the final tale, and I can honestly say my original thoughts on the entire book have not changed. The only tale I think I enjoyed was The Clever Fox, which, if memory serves me correctly, is the first one of the book. It just wasn't for me. It's not that they were poorly written. The writing was good, but I just didn't gel with it. I think that means that I'll probably end up staying away from like collections of stories for a bit. But as I said, I don't normally go reading short collections. So the objective for today is probably listening to a bit more of The Binding. I haven't listened to any more, I haven't read any more, so I'm still just on the first. I've just finished the first chapter. Other than that, I haven't done any reading. I did the editing for the vlog yesterday. I managed to get that up today, and I did plan on taking some photos for Instagram, but I got waylaid by cleaning the kitchen because I've become a bit obsessed with this whole hinching your house sort of thing. So I've been trying loads of different ways to try and organise my entire kitchen, all the cupboards, just to make everything sort of look like there's balance in my house rather than chaos. I am catching up on household chores that I don't get to do over the weekend while I'm at work. But other than that, I think we're going to do, or I know me and Claire are buddy reading The Binding, and I think we're going to do okay because I know that I'm dedicating this week completely to just that book. I'm not listening to anything else. I'm not physically reading anything else apart from The Binding. So I think we should be able to do it. We've set ourselves 80 pages per day. However, that was 2 days ago, so I seriously need to catch up. But I'm sure I can do. While I'm cooking, I'll have the audiobook on, and tonight hopefully I'll be able to either finish off some bits in my bullet journal, or I'll sit and physically read. Even if I'm doing bits in my bullet journal, I'll listen to the audiobook. So yeah, that's the updates from Monday, which I feel like is quite a good start this week. So welcome to week 2, and I hope we get somewhere good with The Binding, and I really hope that it's not another crap book, because if it is, I might just sit and cry for a bit, because I started off strong and I should have known it was too good to be true.
Hi guys, it's Tuesday afternoon, well, evening now. I'm not doing very good with keeping up with time today. I apologise if I sound a bit weird. I woke up this morning and just seemed to have been hit smack bang in the face with a nice stinking cold. I had a couple of things to do this morning, but I read up to chapter 5 of The Binding last night. I was really enjoying it. Wanted to read chapter 6 to finish off my section for the day, but then just started to feel quite rough. Just thought I needed to sleep it off. Woke up this morning and couldn't breathe out my nose properly. However, walking to doctors, pharmacy, things like that, I have had the audiobook of The Binding on, and I am now on chapter 8, which puts me at about page 109, I think it is. My heart was nearly breaking at the end of chapter 7, so I'm hoping that they make me fall in love with other characters. Today I've watched a bit of BookTube. I am now a little bit obsessed with G from Book Roast's bullet journal ideas. As you saw in the previous vlog, my spread for February is just nice and simple. You want to get black craft paper, I want to get an ink pad and some alphabet stamps and metallic pens. Part of me would consider the watercolours, but I would just get in a mess with the watercolours, so I won't go there. But I definitely wanted to try something else. I've also, I don't think I've shown you this, at Christmas my nan bought me a book lover's journal, and it basically has, so you log the book and what page it starts on in here, and then you have a dedicated 2-page spread for the book that you're reading, and it comes up with, you can put the publisher, the number of pages, the genre, the subject, how you discovered it, how you acquired it, and then there's also a little scale at the bottom, and you can rate between 1 to 10, quality of writing, pace, plot development, characters, enjoyability, insightfulness, ease of reading, photos and illustrations if there's any. You can also use the other side for notes and opinions as you're going along. I found this really great when I was reading Place I've Cried in Public, just because I had so many thoughts on it. I've got the one here for Language of Thorns, which I filled out a little bit more there, but I haven't quite finished that off yet because I was still mulling it over in my head and I just didn't want to talk about it, basically, because I've got a few to add to this, I think. I filled it in for Ruin and Rising, but I haven't rated these yet on here. I know I've rated them on Goodreads. I started the thing for Gospel of Loki. I also wrote in Six of Crows. What was the other one? And then I also filled it in for Lemony Snicket's The Reptile Room. So now obviously I need to fill it in for The Loneliest Girl in the Universe, and I've forgotten what book I'm reading. And The Binding. So this is a bit of a quick update. I wasn't feeling great this morning, but I seem to be getting there. I don't know whether it's just that little bit of extra sleep or having a nice bath this morning. I've definitely upped my fluids because my throat is really sore, so maybe it's passing from my nose and working its way out. My update for you is that I am now on page 136 of the binding, and I feel like it's all just got really interesting. Like, it was gripping me to start with, but it's definitely piqued my interest now. I really like Emmett's character, just because you can feel the turmoil that he's going through, trying to place parts of his life that he can't remember before he got ill, like, all back together. And just the way it's written is just incredible. To hit you that hard, at least for me anyway. I also find it's really strange to become attached to characters so early on, and obviously certain characters I've definitely clung to more than others, and chapter 7 just really got me, and I did shed a bit of a tear, which again is quite strange because books, especially this early on, books don't normally get me that much. For today I think I've got 20 pages left to read for that section, but then I have another section to read to sort of catch up on what we're actually doing, because I think we were due to start on, I think it was Saturday. I know that Claire had set it to 6 days. She'd worked out the pages based on the 6 days left of the month. So obviously we're on the 29th now. So yeah, I think I've got about 100 pages to read to catch up, and then I will be on target to finish on the 31st and then start February's TBR fresh without carrying over anything, because that's one thing I hate doing, and that's carrying over stuff that I said I was going to do. But that being said, I won't be rushing it because I'm really enjoying it. I did also realise that I haven't actually shown you, because I got really excited by this. I'm just going to turn the camera around. I haven't shown you, in case you haven't seen this, but I am amazed not only by the fact that it looks like an old book, but also the fact that it is gold foiled all the way around like an old style book. It is just, it's just perfect. I am amazed by how beautiful it is, and I really didn't think that this book could get any better. So I've got myself some snacks. I've put my lunch in. I'm gonna sit and maybe catch up on a bit of booktube, and then I'm gonna sit down and read a bit more of this. I'm recording my TBR on hold until maybe tomorrow, just until my voice maybe sounds semi-normal. But yeah, I'm finding this really easy to get through the pages, especially having it with an audio book as well as physically reading it. It means I can just flip from one to the other. I'm also feeling like my TBR for February is minute compared to Steph's at Steph Loves. I watched her February TBR video this morning, and she's blown me away. Like, she just, I mean, I thought me and Claire had a lot of buddy reads, but I think we've done 2 buddy reads this January, And I think at the moment we're only planning on doing one buddy read in February, unless something crops up. But I couldn't even, I just lost count when I was watching Steph's video. She's insane. So a little update before I go anywhere. I have not read anything. My plan was to sit down and watch a bit of BookTube while I was eating and then pick up the binding. However, I watched BookTube pretty much all afternoon. I don't know why, I just sort of flitted from channel to channel and time has got away with me. So it is literally time for me to go into the nursery run again. It has started raining because why not? Of course it would when I need to get going. So yeah, so looks like I have a lot of reading to do tonight. I have 100 pages. So unless I can get some audiobook done while I'm cooking tonight and by some miracle manage to have a reasonable time of reading tonight, I may not get my section finished today, but I should have. I've got quite a bit of time tomorrow. I've got some errands to run in the morning, so hopefully that'll be a good time for me to do a lot of listening, maybe some physical reading tomorrow at some point, but definitely sometime tomorrow morning. I have my headphones in my coat pocket pretty much constantly, so I'll be able to go to the pharmacy, go to the post office, do a little run with that, and yeah, I'll just have to keep plodding on with it. Hi guys, so I didn't think I was going to check in again today, however I've received another parcel. I know Claire said that there was going to be a knock on my door today. She said it was going to be it's a short read, so I'm going to enjoy your gift, surprise, surprise, Claire. Okay. It's the Starlight Watchmaker. This I just recently put on my wish list because it's the author of The Loneliest Girl in the Universe, Lauren James. I know previously I said I wasn't massively happy with the ending of The Loneliest Girl in the Universe. However, the writing style and everything was just spot on for me. The writing, I don't know if you can see properly, the writing is quite big on this, and it is 119 pages. The back actually says, it's like the last page, our books are tested for children and young people by children and young people. Thanks to everyone who consulted on a manuscript for their time and effort in helping us make our books better for our readers. So I wasn't 100% sure as to whether this was a young adult book or a children's book. I wasn't 100% sure. I just knew that I wanted to try and read a few more of hers, so I literally searched her name and had a look to see what else there was available. It is so tiny but an amazingly beautiful cover as well. Because I don't know much about this, I'll just read off the back. An elite academy where the wealthiest students from across the galaxy came to be educated. An elite academy where the wealthiest students from across the galaxy come to be educated. Hugo works as a watchmaker in a dusty attic room. At an elite academy where the wealthiest students from across the galaxy come to be educated, Hugo works as a watchmaker in a dusty attic room, but he is one of the lucky ones. Many androids like him are jobless and homeless. A privileged student like Dorian can never understand their struggle, or so Hugo thinks when the pompous Duke comes knocking at his door. But when Hugo and Dorian uncover a potential terrorist threat, android and student must overcome their differences and work together to track down the culprit before the whole academy is placed in danger. I love the sound of that. I love the sound of the androids being a massive part of it. I'm definitely getting more into the sci-fi thing. Maybe not so full on. But I'm liking having the fantasy element in with the sci-fi. At the moment I think I would class myself as just easing into it. There's definitely... I'm definitely not quite full sci-fi. I definitely think that this will be a quick read. How many pages did I say? 119. This will definitely be a quick read. I would like to say one sitting. However, I am not 100% sure when we're going to read this. I've still made no progress on the binding because I haven't had a chance to pick it up yet. I haven't listened to any of it either, although I'm about to go and start making some food. I decided to get my books out for my February TBR. I'll give you a little sneak peek. So I have Beartown, which is a buddy read. Six of Crows, which again is a buddy read. Nevertell is the middle grade monthly, which is hosted by Jada Reads and How to Train Your Gavin. Gemini, which is going to be mainly my audiobook, but I will be picking it up occasionally. I'll skip those two in a minute. The Guinevere Deception is the Myth Take book for the next 2 months. It goes over February and March. And then these two, I was trying to pick a personal read, and I wasn't 100% sure which one to start. I have been watching a couple of YouTube videos to see if I could find out how to read these books as in the order that you read them. So I'm a bit apprehensive at the moment to start those yet. My personal read will probably be kept until the end of the month because I want to get my buddy reads on track. I want to get my Nevertell sorted and out of the way, and I also would like, for the Guinevere Deception, I would really like to start tabbing that so I can annotate it and give my thoughts, if possible, if I can join the live show when it's on. So yeah, that's obviously not too much of a priority if it's a case of it's spanning over February and March, but I would like to read it all in February so I'm prepared for the March live show. So yeah, I am looking to film my TBR tomorrow, just so I can go into a bit more depth about each book and the actual people I'm buddy reading with. I'm just over the moon with this. I can't believe how slim it is as well, but it feels really sturdy. Like, the actual cover itself is really thick, definitely a lot more pliable. The actual cover of this is really sturdy. Like, it feels thicker than some. I don't know whether that's just because the last few I've had have been really like floppy paperbacks, but yeah, and I'm really excited to read this. So I am going to pop it on top of my February TBR for now, because I don't really want to be reading anything alongside the binding. As I said, I'm on page 136, which is chapter 10, which chapter 10 seems like a lot, but 135 pages doesn't. I need to read up to 230 today, if I can. Morning guys, it is Thursday morning and it is about 9:45. Yeah, 9:45. I've managed to have a little bit of a lie-in just because I woke up again and I was feeling awful. You can probably tell in my voice it's now moved to my throat, although I've still got a bit of a bunged up nose. I don't have a reading update at the moment. However, I got really excited last night. I had my second knock on the door. I got too excited, forgot to open it on camera, and I basically thought that I would just check in this morning and show you that the lovely Claire gifted me my Not So Perfect Life by Sophie Kinsella. This is part of the Contemporary Book Club. It's run by Steph Loves, and there's a Discord group for it that I joined, but I wasn't 100% sure whether I was going to be able to fit this into my budget this month in order to take part. So it was a really lovely surprise when this turned up. Sorry. It was a really lovely surprise when this turned up, and this will now be another one added to my February TBR. So at the moment I am currently looking at 8 or 9 books, because I still haven't decided between Throne of Swans or The City of Bones. What I think I'm going to do is I am probably going to go for The City of Swans, purely because I'm still waiting to decide on what order I'm going to read the Shadowhunter series, which will take me down to 8 books for the month. That's still quite, 8 books is still quite a bit. I'm quite lucky in the fact that The Starlight Watchmaker by Lauren James, which is the little one that I got last night, that's obviously quite short, so I could do that in a couple of days because of the time schedules and stuff. If I had dedicated time to sit and read this, I could probably read it in a sitting. I'm going to put that note in there actually. And then I think, because of this one being a middle grade, it is, including the epilogue, it is 378 pages, which I think I should be able to get through this quite quickly. I've also got the Throne of Swans, which is 325. They're quite reasonable amounts of pages. The upside to Gemini, of course, as well, is the fact that I have it not only on audiobook, but it is mixed media, and a lot of the pages are sort of the dialogue, which I always find it a lot easier to read through the dialogue. I'm trying to find an example like that. That's 2 pages, which is literally maybe 3 sentences. So yeah, there's although there's a lot of pages in this one is 659 pages. However, audiobook plus dialogue on certain pages. I should be able to just bang that out quite quickly. Hi, it is Saturday morning. I'm not 100% sure why I didn't vlog yesterday. I think it was maybe just time. I've gone really snotty again. So if I sound funny, I apologise. But I did make a lot of progress yesterday. I started yesterday morning on chapter 15 of The Binding, thinking there was no way I was going to get it done for February the 1st. I'd resigned myself to the fact that I wasn't going to get it done. Decided I was just going to keep listening to the audiobook as I've been doing and try and just read whenever I got a quiet 5 minutes. Well, 10 o'clock last night, your girl finished The Binding, and I have all sorts of feelings towards it. I feel like I've got a bit of a hangover from it. Like I wasn't expecting certain things to happen. I try to dodge the hype with certain things. Ever since Sorcerer of Thorns. So I tried to dodge the hype on this one. And I just wanted to find my own way of dealing with it. So I am low-key taking part in Steph's 48-hour readathon. Started at 6 o'clock last night. So as I said, I think I read for about 2 hours last night. That is currently the Discord chat vibrating away. I'm also here with Puss, as you can see. Does Puss want a shot? So I have decided that I'm going to continue again now that I've got some quiet time. Got my books behind me. I am definitely going to make a start on The Guinevere Deception, which is the book for Myth Takes, which is hosted between February and March, and possibly, I'm going to need to speak to Claire, but possibly starting the Starlight Watchmaker. This should be a quick read. I could possibly take it to work with me tonight and read it on my break and finish it this weekend, which would be a good start to February. I also had an email yesterday to ask if I'd like to take part in a book tour. So on my Bookstagram there will be a review for a book on the 28th of February. The book tours are quite new to me, so I'm not 100% sure what I am allowed to say and what I'm not allowed to say, so until I know that, yeah, the review will be the 28th of February, so I'll keep you to that. So I'm going to take some time to relax a bit, read some books, and love my cat. Yeah. It is Sunday morning now. I have a bit of a reading update for you. I am on chapter 4, which is page 40 of The Guinevere Deception. I was listening to the audiobook for a short while I was getting changed. I have returned the Gemina audiobook purely because I'm struggling to read it alongside the book itself, and I think I would rather read the book by myself. I did the same with Illuminae and I still thoroughly enjoyed it. I just think I didn't gel with the audiobook of Gemina. So I am going to put that back on the shelf for a little bit I did take the Lauren Davis book to work with me, but I didn't get a chance to actually read anything, so I'm hoping maybe tonight I'll be able to. If not, it's always going to be a nice quick read during the week. Once I've done that, I will be reading Sophie Kinsella's My Not So Perfect Life alongside the Guinevere Deception, which shouldn't be too bad because they're both very different genres. I am hoping to get a few more contemporaries into this year's TBR, and I really think that the contemporary book club will help with that. I'm loving the Discord group that Steph has set up, purely because everybody just seems so happy to be there. Everybody seems really happy to be speaking to other people who, whether they've read a lot of contemporaries, whether they are trying contemporaries now, they're just really friendly, really lovely to talk to, and just so open. And a lot of them have YouTube channels, and it's a nice little giggle to get to know each other. So my plans for today is probably that, unless I'm listening to the audiobook, there's going to be no more reading because I need to get to bed soon. I have another night shift tonight. I will be up later on this afternoon for lunch and to cook stuff for tonight for my shift. So there will possibly be maybe half an hour of the audiobook. I'm nearly done editing. I'm just going to add this little clip on the end and hope for the best. I want to thank you guys for sticking around this week and watching the fun unfold. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, click the subscribe button and you can get to see a bit more from me, hopefully once or twice a week. And that's all for now.